Rabbit, rabbit, I can't believe, I cannot believe that it is July 1st. How about you guys? Can you believe it's July 1st? Well, here it is, right smack dab in the middle of the week, and away we go. And if July is anything like the other 70 Julys I've lived through, it's gone by the time you say the alphabet. Same with August, too. But boy, March and April, yeah, how long did they take this year? So, you have your cuppa? That's the end of my cup of black coffee. Recently, I've been having just 1 cup of black coffee a day. No, I can't believe it. Nobody could ever tell me that I would be doing that and okay with that. Later in the morning, when I sometimes would have my second and or third cups of coffee, I would not think twice about it. I added butter, I added keto, and away I would go. And now I go, no, that 1 cup was enough, so I'll just have some slugs of my Gerolsteiner water, which I love. It's my favorite. To me, it's like a precious old bottle of wine from somebody's wine cellar. I love the bubbles. Anyway, here we are. And this is a video that I do 3 times a week. And we do all kinds of funny little things here. We have characters. We have the usual um, the usual difficulties that we kind of have doing our carnivore, carnivish, or keto food plan. Things that like sometimes are nothing until we go to a cookout or barbecue or a party or a wedding. And then all of a sudden we are faced with all the things that you see other people talking about in other videos or comments on other people's videos. And you go, oh, I get it. I understand what they're going through when they get to these places. Yes, indeed. Not to mention the ads. Sometimes we can fast forward through an ad on TV if it's a recorded program, or we can scroll real quick if it's like here on YouTube on the side or Facebook. But sometimes we just can't. I mean, it just smacks you right in the face. The things, the FOMO, the fear of missing out food items that we get used to in the summer. And of course, if we were on whatever those game shows are where you come up with the six things, what are your 6 most favorite things about a cookout? And all the people would like list all of them. And there they are at their cookout. Yep, you go and you've been doing well and you've planned and you've even brought your own food so you could stay in your own lane and be food abstinent. And there it or slash they are. And everybody's making them seem so damn good looking and smelling and tasting. Ooh, how do they do that? Well, they do. And so, I've been enjoying our cheeseburgers on the Gas Weber and my Black Angus hot dogs, of course, without the rolls. And my lovely partner, Greg, has the rolls. And so I look askew. But it is the way that it is. And I'm just happy to be having them. It's kind of like a filler up thing where I haven't had them in such a long time. In fact, I don't think I've ever bought hot dogs in our 14 years together. He's like, what is with you with these hot dogs? I love them. I love them. Boy, especially when they're hot and everything. So, I don't know. I'm back to my, being 6 years old, I guess. But anyway, so we are faced with these things as, reality hits us when we leave our house. Enough of the quarantine. We are going to go to this party, this wedding, this barbecue, this cookout, this family gathering, this whatever picnic. And we will be there along with all of Tokyo suddenly frozen. Oh, that's odd. So we need to be very careful about how we do it. One of my favorite things is called bookending. And bookending is where, say, I was going to a cookout Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock. And I know all those forbidden things that I pretty much don't want to have, but they're there and they're singing loud to me, have. So I would make a pledge to you here online on YouTube or on Facebook, or call a friend or do a text or something like that, email, that I am not going to have that when I get there. And then I get there and I do, whatever it is. I mean, for me, taking care of myself with food, I could be happy with 2 burger patties and 2 hot dogs with no starch and be totally happy, until I get there and I see all those things and I start thinking, well, when was the last time you had one of those? You've been really, really good. What difference does it make? Well, even if there's a hangover from having it, well, the Ms. Slick starts in on me. And then the bookending part is to get away from that party, come home, and actually tell that person, that group, the YouTube, Facebook, email person or persons, that you didn't do it. And so that's bookending, because you're making yourself accountable to somebody other than yourself, verbally, right there. This little promise, it's like a pinky promise, where you will not partake in the garbage that is singing out to you. Is it easy? No. If it was easy, I wouldn't have been on YouTube for six or 7 years talking about things like this. It's not easy. And I don't want to see anybody cave. I don't want to see anybody throw their hands up and say, okay, and then make all those promises. Then they start making the pinky promises to themselves, right? Well, I won't do this, I'll just have this today, and then tomorrow I won't have anything. And then I know I'll be paying, with the, remorse and consequences and hangover and withdrawal. And then on Monday, I'm going to start out straight back onto my Carnivore, Carnivish, or Keto food plan like it never happened. Good luck, because it doesn't always happen that way. One taste into the sugar and the having things from our non food plan can get us into trouble. And it's like the COVID, you catch it and it's like instant, and there you go, you're gone. Just like that. All that work that you've done, and you're willing to give it up. It is amazing how that light switch can go up and down and you don't want it to. But again, alas, if it happens, it happens. And so you need to work your way out of it. It's a done deal. It's like chopping down a tree and taking it to the lumber yard, lumber mill, to have it, planed and everything else. Sawdust is sawdust. It's never going to go back to being a tree again. So, you kind of blew it. You're kind of feeling handy about it. You wish you didn't. It's like, ugh, why did I let that get to me? Well, did you take the steps to CYA? Like, instead of having a real soda, you bring your beloved bottled water, something with fizzies or something that's still. I love how they put that on the bottle, still, as opposed to having the bubbles. You didn't bring your own burger or hot dogs that are trusted friends that when you eat them, you don't have ramifications, you don't have any stomach difficulties after having them, because the party's going to go on forever. You planned your meal, your one meal of the day, or maybe your 2 meals of the day. If you have like deviled eggs, you bring your own, and you bring 2 dozen and you keep out 2 for yourself, and that's going to be part of the meal that you have. Another thing for me is I don't eat standing up. Crazy, huh? Yeah. It's something I learned in Overeaters in the 1970s. Yeah, before you were born. And then the other thing is that everything that I'm going to have at this gathering is on the plate all at the same time. That's it. It's not a refillable plate. This is not a buffet with you just take a clean plate and you start all over again. You're not really hungry. It's going to be a nervous social reaction to all of the food, all of the people eating that food. Ugh! But you're going to take care of yourself and put everything that you're going to have at this get-together on that plate and sit down and enjoy it. You're not going to be up and down and, ooh, that was good. I'll have another one of those. Well, I'm carnivore, so I can have 3 more spare ribs because it's okay. No. Overeating on your food plan does not mean that you're staying in your own lane and being plan abstinent. It still means that you could be overeating. And nobody likes that feeling of overeating. We've all been there, where we've had too much steak or too many ribs, or, the ribs were cooked in a sauce that we know had sugar in it, but we're there and we didn't want to get fussy and, Goldilocks diva-like. So we had them, and then they set off this trigger inside, and then you have too much of them because they're so good, and there's sugar, but oh well, it tastes good. You won't have the sugar sauce on them when you're home, so you go ahead, and then it turns into those desserts that we find hard to not have as well. So you have to be careful of that cycle and that waterfall of desire, and what happens at the bottom of that waterfall when you give it all up and you say, just for today, I'm going to be the little piggy and I'm going to have all these things. You won't be happy with yourself. I would say, trust me, you won't be happy with yourself. How do I know? Because of course, I'm almost 70, and I learned the hard way from eating all the things in excess and in social gatherings. That's my social anxiety. It equals overeating, and I have to be very, very careful with that. My body needs the same thing at a party on a plate that it needs when it's just Greg and me at home eating, and I'm posting my OMAD on my Fiesta plate or my square glass plate. Same thing, same ingredients. I don't need more food because I'm at a social gathering and I'm anxious. That's why I have my maybe even 2 or 3 bottles of my Gerolsteiner water. Yeah, I'll just keep drinking it and peeing. That's it. That's the biggest hazard, is that I have to keep peeing, But if they have those chemical outhouse things at a social gathering, I won't be drinking much because I don't want to go into one of them. So that takes care of that, doesn't it? So maybe doing nothing at all and just, holding on to that bottle of water, or even, saying to yourself, I never have diet sodas anymore. I'm going to allow myself 2 diet sodas while at this gathering. That is a good safety measure, right? So just really take care of yourself and think it through. If your best friend was having issues with it, what would you tell her from your experience? And say she's new to keto or carnivore or carnivish. You don't want her to see the example of being a glutton, he or she being a glutton after you've worked so hard, right? You're kind of a power of example. And so there's a little taste of accountability there as well. So be careful. You can still enjoy yourselves. Just, put into play what works for you. For me, it's everything is on one plate. That's it. Done, girly. It's almost like I want to take out the dental floss, but I don't. And also sitting down for the whole thing. So I'm not into apps, to eat while I'm standing. And it's not a refillable plate. Sorry. But you know what? When you put your head on your pillow the night of that event and you've been abstinent and stayed in your lane and not done anything naughty, ooh, best feeling in the world. Thank you, God. And when you wake up the next day, it's like, yes, I did it. And it's going to make you stronger and more capable of doing more get-togethers because you're learning how to do it. It's not easy, but you're learning how to take care of yourself in a place where there's, anxiety, social weirdness, all that kind of stuff, and getting through it and still enjoying yourself. Huh, what a concept. Thanks for watching. I'll see you the next time here on Pearls of Wisdom and Food with Keto, Carnivore, and Carnivish. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye for now.